Ancestor message. Good news of the day.
What is up, everybody? It's your girl Juju the Master Manifester, and I am back with another video. So today I'm going to be doing a really quick ancestor message. So if you happen to stumble across this video, definitely take what resonates. If you feel called to stay tuned, then stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it. Spirit, what is the message of the day? You know what, Spirit? What is the good news of the day? What is their good news of the day? What is their good news of the day? Shadow. Okay, so the good news is you're coming more in tune with yourself and the darkness, because this card says darkness as well as shadow. So you're learning to address those inner issues that have been buried for so long. You're learning to at least face them. That's what's important. All you have to do is acknowledge yourself in that type of way, in an intimate way. This woman kind of gives me the energy of, this is like a rebirth, because to me, it looks like she's in a fetal position. So what I'll say about this, you guys are going to be going through an awakening, a spiritual awakening. And so it can be scary. It can be hard to deal with at first, but if you need guidance or you need help, or you want to get more insights into your spiritual path, then you can book a personal ancestor reading, and I can get you more specific information from your ancestors, okay? But the message from your spirits is to learn to embrace the darkness. Don't be afraid of the dark, okay? You could literally be afraid of the dark. So their message to you is to not be afraid of your shadow self, and don't be afraid to start your shadow work because you're afraid of what you'll find, okay? Don't be afraid of what you'll find. Be afraid to stay in the same position that you were in a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. Okay? Be afraid to stay in that frequency. Okay? Now, I'm going to read you a little bit of what the... Now, I am an intuitive reader. I like to read my cards intuitively as far as what Spirit is telling me and the downloads that I receive. But I will read a little bit of the excerpt out of... the Oracle book. This is the message from the Ancestors Oracle deck. So, I'm just going to read a little bit of what it says. Lurking in the depths of your subconscious are aspects of your humanness that are chained tightly for fear that anyone or all would escape and somehow lead to harm and destruction for yourself or others. The paradox is that the more you attempt to remain unaware, the more you suppress and harbor those traits wrapped in the dark cloth of your judgments, imprisoned with the shackles of shame and distrust, the more power they hold over you. Bringing shadow to the light of awareness allows you to dissipate your fear and shame and accept more of what you're made of. It's time to bring out at least one troublesome dark shadow and one suppressed light shadow, ones that have hinted to their presence, and come into your conscious in some way, and release your fear and welcome them. Do so by allowing their expression through singing, writing, playing music, dancing, making a work of art, or practicing any other form of creative expression. I love that. That is so powerful. Soon after trying these kinds of activities and experiencing no harm, you'll find it easier or more deeply to accept parts of you. All of you. Okay. Now, that was a very, very powerful message. Like, it's basically time for you to do your shadow work, okay? Spirit is basically letting you know that it's okay. You have to start with where you are. Don't expect for this to be an overnight journey. Expect it to be darkness. Expect, like it said, I read another excerpt. It said you could be experiencing a dark night of the soul. Which is like an existential crisis, a midlife crisis, whatever you want to call it. It's a phase of your life where you're forced into this solitude. So either be forced or surrender. my advice is to go ahead and surrender, okay? Go ahead and book an ancestor reading. Figure out what your spirit team wants you to know. Start that spiritual journey. You might be working with crystals. You might be working with herbs. But you need to take that time to acknowledge the parts of you that have been hidden and suppressed for so long, okay? Deep-rooted childhood trauma. Now, I'm going to shuffle one more card or whatever else comes out. Spirit, do you have any more words of encouragement for the people who are watching this video? You said it's time to do the shadow work. Now, what else do they need to focus on at this time? What else should they focus on at this time, Spirit? Ooh. Okay. All right, you have some psychic abilities, but you have deep-rooted depression and fear of the unknown. Okay, so you have an underactive root chakra that is very alarming, but it makes sense with this shadow card. It really does. But you do have psychic abilities because you get the Aunt Caroline die card. You have a father ancestor that is wanting to work with you in the spirit realm. But also understand this father figure, he went through a lot in his life so that you didn't have to, but there's still things that you're dealing with in your adulthood. So this would be a deceased father, okay? So this would be a deceased father who's basically addressing, there's a couple different messages, okay? So I'm just going to break it down. Now, this deceased father is saying, you know you're my favorite girl, you're daddy's girl. Overprotective grandfather, okay? Fertility, fatherhood, father ancestor, present and speaking. Okay, so this could be a deceased father or a deceased grandfather. Now, their message is talk to your kids because somebody is bullying them or putting something in their head, feeding them something that is not true. So you need to focus on your kids more, okay? Focus on, and for those of you who don't have kids, just take what resonates. But focus more on, because you get this, you can't save me from myself. Self-love is the best love. So this is a self-love card. So you need to focus more on your responsibilities as a parent. Because why would this father/grandfather figure be coming out? And keep in mind, this probably is for a person who has kids because this deceased grandfather has children. Okay? And they're addressing the children. And they're saying that there is a bully or somebody that's bothering them at school. So you really need to take the time to talk to your children and make sure that they know that there's an open line of communication. Because if you're sitting here in this fetal position, if you're sitting here going through this dark night of the soul, how are you tuned in and tapped into what your kids are going through? You might think you are, but you need to look a little bit closer. Okay, so that is the message from this father figure or this grandfather ancestor. He loves you very much, and he just wants you to know that you're his baby girl. So if you're a male, most likely this video is not for you because I don't think you would have a father figure calling you baby girl. I don't know how you identify, but this would be a father figure that is speaking to his baby girl, okay? So I hope you guys love this reading. I hope it resonated. Let me know down below in the comments. Be sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. All the links are in my bio. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.